I'm here at the Medical Towers of Tuscany Court, here in Magee at Magee General Hospital. And with me is Dr. Sharon Crumpton. And she is an audiologist which deals with hearing. And if you're like me, I guess you would say anytime I've been with somebody with a hearing aid in the past, years ago, it was as big as their ear. And it's come so much farther. But I wanted you to tell me a little bit about hearing aids and which ones are used for what. And this thing is tiny.
Well, there are several different types of hearing aids, as you can tell. There are some that go completely down in the ear canal that are almost invisible. And then there's some, like you said, that fill up the whole entire ear. And then we have a newer type of hearing aid that's very popular this day, and customer satisfaction rates are so much higher than with the older hearing aids. So let's just kind of go through the different types of hearing aids and we'll talk about them. This is a standard behind the ear hearing aid. You might hear it called a BTE, and any of these are called behind the ear hearing aids. And they are a little larger, you notice, than some of these other smaller hearing aids. These are going to be for somebody who has a more severe hearing loss. Typically, the more severe the hearing loss, the larger the hearing aid needs to be to get more volume and power. These are the in-the-ear hearing aids, and you talk about older types of hearing aids. These are the ones that were really popular in the 80s and the 90s, even in the early 2000s. With the in-the-ear hearing aids, some of the benefits of those are if you have dexterity issues and you have trouble using your fingers or arthritis, they're very easy to get in the ears.
Oh, I didn't even thought about that. That if you had arthritis or something, or you're right, you can't get them in.
Yeah, so we do still fit these type of in-the-ear hearing aids. They are not as popular, and the customer satisfaction is not as high because they don't feel as natural. There is something hard and plastic in the ear. But some people that have only ever worn this type of hearing aid, they don't like the newer type of hearing aids because they're used to the way this one feels and sounds. So they do still have their place, and they do still have newer technology features such as noise reduction, the automatic control of volume, and things like that. So they do sound better than the older hearing aids, and of course they're digital. The only downside is that they're a little bulkier, and of course they're not as comfortable because there is something plastic in the ear. But they are, for the right person, they're still a good option. This is a full shell in the ear hearing aid, and it takes up the whole ear. And this is for somebody with a more severe hearing loss. Again, the larger hearing aid is for a more severe hearing loss.
I just have to ask you though, holding that, what is all those little dials? And
this is a volume control.
Okay.
Though most of them are automatic, some people do still want to be able to control the volume themselves.
They don't want to listen to everything everybody says, I imagine.
Right. But most of them do self-adjust and turn it down when it's too loud. This is a half shell. It takes up about half of the ear, and this is called an in the canal. There are two types of in the ear hearing aids. They're just a little smaller version, and this is for somebody who has moderately severe hearing loss. That's to where this was more of a severe hearing loss. These that you pointed out, these are completely in the canal hearing aids, and this one this one is called a micro canal. Now, I will be honest, the only benefit of these are cosmetics to the patient. These are actually my least favorite hearing aids to fit, and that's because of customer satisfaction. People are not as happy with this type of hearing aid because it is deep down in the ear canal into the bony part of the ear canal. So it's not comfortable at all. But, some people are very concerned about being able to see a hearing aid.
We're so vain.
That's right.
I'm just saying we're vain.
That's right. And honestly, if hearing well is your number one concern, I would go for the next hearing aid that I'm about to talk about. Or if you have a more severe hearing loss, one of the more traditional ones that we just discussed. Because like I said, this one's just very uncomfortable. But there is some appeal there because it's invisible. Now, the one that has just really taken hearing aid industry by storm is this one. It's the micro BTE, or it's a micro behind the ear hearing aid, and this one is actually a receiver in the canal. If you can see it on my ear, the hearing aid itself actually goes behind the ear, and the receiver, which is the speaker that sends the sound down to the eardrum, it goes in the ear. Now look,
so really, if for a woman you don't hair, you can't even really see
even
it.
on a man that has no hair, unless you're really standing behind him, you're not going to even notice it.
Why are you saying this is really the better hearing aid now, or taking,
There's a couple of reasons. One is that it is preferable to have the hearing aid behind the ear, and that is because the microphones are behind the ear. And for directionality, which is something that's just crucial for being able to hear speech in the presence of background noise, such as at a restaurant or in the car, you can have 2 microphones, and one of the microphones picks up on the speech, and the second one helps to turn the noise down. So just the fact that it's behind the ear, it's so much better. Another reason is that the receiver is right at the eardrum, so the sound doesn't get distorted from traveling down a tube. So it's a clearer sound quality because it's right at the eardrum. And then the other reason is because the part that goes down in the ear, it's very small and it's rubber. Your ear is not plugged up. So it's very lightweight on the ear. You don't feel like you're in a barrel. You don't feel like you have something hard down in your ear like these. With these older hearing aids, or the older style of hearing aids that go in the ear, we had about a 50% customer satisfaction rate, and that's throughout the nation. People, only about 50% of patients were happy with their hearing aids, and it's because it did not feel natural or sound natural. We're actually right at about 90% with this hearing aid.
That's awesome.
So, hearing aids are not perfect. Of course, they're not going to be what you were born with, but it is so much better than not being able to hear, and it does give you that edge and background noise. It's going to help you to pick out the speech and discern that from the noise. So it's really amazing how much customer satisfaction rate has gone up.
The advances.
That's right. Some of the newer features also that I wanted to talk about are Bluetooth. Now, even on the in-the-ear hearing aids, like I said, they have still advanced the technology, even though the style is the same. This is called a Udirect, and you can wear it around your neck, and you can wear it under your clothing. But what it does, it puts your cell phone, your iPad, your iPod, any kind of MP3 player, anything that you have that has Bluetooth in it, you can hear it through your hearing aids hands-free. So while you're driving in the car, you don't have to hold the phone up. If you're working out at the gym, you can listen to your music through your hearing aids. And there's also something that you can plug into the back of your television. It lets you listen to the television independent of your wife, your husband, your children, and hear it with your prescription for your hearing loss or your hearing aids. So there's really some neat features that are available in all models of the hearing aids, even the in-the-ear hearing aids. There's also remote controls that are available. So, most people like their hearing aids to work automatically. And I would be one of those people. I wouldn't want a remote control if it were me, but not everybody's like that. They, want me to set it, but they also, when they leave my office, want a little bit more control over their hearing aid. So there are remote controls, and this one also has a remote control built in it. So there's lots of features that are available there that people may not know about. And if you are scared of Bluetooth, don't let that be something that scares you off. I'm the one that sets all that up. All you have to do is turn it off and on and charge it at night like you do your cell phone. So it's nothing to be worried or worried I'm not going to be able to figure out how to do it.
We're going to continue our discussion because I want to know, how much is this going to cost me?